Okay, let's unpack this because, honestly, I was genuinely floored by this statistic we're looking at today. The idea that Nobel Prize winners, some of the smartest, most educated people, often perform worse than chimpanzees on basic global knowledge tests.
It's pretty shocking, isn't it? And that counterintuitive point is really the start of Hans Rosling's book, Factfulness. 10 Reasons We're Wrong About the World and Why Things Are Better Than You Think. Rosling, I mean, he was a celebrated Swedish physician, statistician.
Yeah.
He really used data to challenge how we see things.
Right. So our mission here is to pull out the most, well, game-changing insights from factfulness, like practical wisdom that could genuinely transform how you view the world and maybe how you act in it.
Okay, so let's start with that first finding, the chimpanzee test. Rosling did this huge survey, like 20,000 highly educated people, doctors, journalists, you name it, on average. They got only 2 correct answers out of 13 basic global literacy questions. 2.
Which sounds bad on its own, but then the kicker, random guessing, just pure chance, would get you about 4.3 answers right.
Exactly. So statistically, chimpanzees picking random answers. They beat the experts. It's startling.
Wow.
But the key takeaway isn't about intelligence, not really.
Yeah.
It signals this deep systematic bias we have. It's rooted in, well, outdated ideas and maybe a focus on the negative.
So our default setting is just dramatic and wrong.
Often, yes. About how the world actually functions. It's overly dramatic.
Okay, so why? Why are we getting it so wrong? You mentioned outdated ideas.
Well, a big one is how we categorize the world. That whole developed versus developing world idea. It's completely outdated.
You mean like first world, third world?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That binary thinking, it's an old model. And honestly, it stops us from seeing clearly.
So what's the alternative? Rosling must offer one.
He does. A much more accurate way is viewing the world through 4 income levels. Level 1, 2, 3, 4.
And what does that show?
It reveals something amazing. Instead of just 2 camps, richest to draws and poor them, most of the world's population, the vast majority, is now in the middle, levels 2 and 3.
Convergence. So people are moving up.
Absolutely. Living on level 2 or 3 means you likely have electricity, maybe a bike or a motorbike, kids in school.
Things the old us versus them model just hides. It hides that massive progress.
Precisely. And getting that kind of clarity from real data, that's what we focus on.
Uh-huh. Which actually brings us to...
This is Mindful Moments.
Oh, right. Yes. Our YouTube channel. We offer AI book analysis summaries and critiques there, all aimed at inspiring, reflection and rational thought.
Check it out. Now back to the insights.
Yes. Insight number 3, the extreme poverty miracle. This statistic is incredible. In the last 20 years, the proportion of people living in extreme poverty, it almost halved.
Almost halved. But here's the thing. Surveys show less than 7% of people actually know this. 7%.
That's crazy. What do most people think then?
Most believe extreme poverty has stayed the same, or even doubled. Doubled.
Wow, so this huge blind spot stops us from seeing real progress.
And it stops us from building on what's actually working. We can't develop good solutions if we don't know the baseline.
But hang on, some might say celebrating feels wrong when millions are still struggling, right?
Rosling addresses that directly. He argues seeing the facts is crucial for improvement. The world isn't perfect, far from it, but is much better than we think. And we need facts to know where to focus our energy.
Okay, that makes sense. Which leads us where?
Directly to the core of the book, really. The 10 dramatic instincts.
This is the controversial bit, isn't it? The idea that your brain is basically hardwired to believe the world is worse than it is.
It sounds cynical, maybe, but Rosling argues there's an evolutionary reason. He identifies these 10 mental shortcuts, these instincts. Like the gap instinct you mentioned, seeing everything as 2 opposing sides.
Or the negativity instinct. Always drawn to bad news.
Exactly. They helped us survive way back when, but now they distort our view of the modern world constantly.
So they're universal biases.
Universal human biases.
Yeah.
But the good news is, with awareness, you can control them.
And if you manage that, master these instincts,
You start seeing opportunities, actual solutions, where everyone else just sees drama and problems.
right. So the solution Rosling offers, factfulness itself.
It boils down to 2 things, humility and curiosity. They're your best weapons against ignorance.
So it's not about memorizing stats.
Not primarily, no. It's about developing mental habits.
Yeah.
Flexible, fact-based habits. That leads to more accurate worldviews over time.
And the transformation. If we swap those dramatic instincts for factful thinking.
It's pretty immediate. Better decisions, way less stress about things that aren't the real big issues. And you can focus your energy, your resources, on problems that actually matter, problems you can actually impact.
It changes how you see the world, but also how effectively you can improve it.
That's the core idea.
So, a final thought then. If even the most educated people get it wrong, what piece of common knowledge are you holding on to right now that might be completely outdated?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Okay, if you want to explore this book further, start with our 5-minute essential insights. Then you can dive into the in-depth analysis. After that, check out the summary. And finally, the comprehensive critique.
Subscribe and nourish your mind on the go.